In today's video, I'm going to talk about Lego commission work, how I go about handling it, setting them up, and building them, the entire process, because I get asked about this a lot. And with me being right in the middle of working on one of my commission jobs right now, I thought this was the perfect opportunity. Now, obviously, the commission work usually starts by somebody contacting me, whether it be through my email on my website or Instagram. And for those that are interested, don't forget to look below for both those links if you want to contact me about having a commission done. My primary focus on doing commission work is rather large displays, which include a lot of lighting. So far, all the displays that I have actually done for companies are on display usually at a corporate headquarters. For example, Athena Health I did earlier this year. And this was a tough one because I had to build, assemble, and deliver it all within a 3-week period. Even though it is a simple build, it was quite a large build to do in such a small time frame. Anyway, once a customer contacts me and we kind of discuss what they're interested in, I always like to have a phone conversation so I can get a really good grasp of what you want built. Once I know what they're after, I get to work using Lego Studio and I mock the display up. That way I can do renderings and show the customer exactly what I feel would work best using the ideas that they gave me. For example, this is a display that I am building right now. The process of designing the display usually takes a few weeks because it takes me some time to be able to design everything and then give the digital renders. Now, sometimes the customers don't like the first attempt, so what we will do is just alter whatever they're not happy with. And this will go back and forth a few times, which is normal. But once everything's settled on, I take the deposit and I start ordering my parts. Ordering the parts can be extremely time consuming because, for example, the display I'm working on right now has over 20,000 pieces that I had to order. And one thing that's kind of a pain, if you're like me and you order a lot of parts through Lego, like I had to do for this display, I really wish Lego would separate the pieces, but they always send them all in just bulk bags of pieces. So one of the biggest and most frustrating parts of doing displays is taking all those bags, ripping them open, and then slowly sorting them into individual bags. That way, when I start doing the physical build, I can just grab a bag of parts because they're all individually bagged, and I can get busy working on the build. And I do that by keeping a laptop handy with me over where I'm actually assembling the display. And this is a good time to point something else out when I'm designing large displays. As you can see looking here, this is only one small building as part of this display. When I'm designing large displays like this, I always try to keep all the different buildings or different sections of the build in individual files. And there's a very important reason for this. Remember how I said earlier, a lot of times when you're designing, you go back and forth because customers may not like everything you design. Here's a really good example of what I mean. This was one of the submissions I made for this particular project. And as you can see, there's a different building right here. And they did not like that building. But because I build every portion of my build, like this is the gas power plant, and this is a data center that's right here, and I build them all individually. So when somebody doesn't like something, like in this display for example, I can just click that build and I can delete that building, and then I can just import the new building as needed until the entire display is what they're looking for. Now, I'm obviously a long way from the finished point, but once everything is fully built, I will then take it and package it up into boxes and get it ready for transporting. So far, every display I've ever done was so large that I have physically, personally hand-delivered, and then I set up and show them everything they need to learn about maintaining it. Because all the displays have lighting in it, I like to show them different things they can do to make sure that the lighting stays in peak performance. I also like to show them different techniques they can use for cleaning, tell them different chemicals they can use on it, and all that good thing. Plus, while I'm there, I show them how it gets assembled and disassembled. And all that is a big part of the entire process. But unfortunately, I am not at that point with this display, so I can't show you the packing up process. I can reference it though if you're interested in learning how I do the packing. There's a video right here that I did from another previous display, and I showed how I packed everything up to take it in to set it up at their headquarters. Now, for those that want to know how you can get into doing commission work, it kind of came to me by sheer accident. And how they found me was from some of the posts that I made and posted on my Instagram. And if you're not familiar, you can check out my Instagram as I do a ton of builds. But just to show you, this build right here, my massive Avengers Tower, was what got this company to contact me because they wanted to know if I was willing to build custom displays like I did with this. So the best piece of advice I could give anybody if you're wanting to get into doing Lego commission work where you're doing custom displays is physically take the time and build some really cool large buildings. That is something I'm extremely passionate about. Is I love to build large, unique buildings. And this is what's got me noticed by a lot of people in the Lego community. And I'm sure doing very cool small builds works just as well, but it has to be unique. It has to be interesting. It has to be the types of builds that catch someone's eye. Because not all displays are absolutely massive. Sometimes it's just about your attention to detail and how good you are at capturing the realism that somebody's looking for you to build. So even building small town displays like this can get you noticed in the Lego community. But it doesn't happen overnight, and you got to be willing to put in the work. Now, I will tell you, typically, I only get 2 to 3 commission jobs a year. It's not that I couldn't get more, because I could, but I'm very selective on the jobs that I take. And I only take the ones that I find extremely interesting. Out of all the clients that I've built stuff for, another important feature I can tell you is lighting. Most of my clients want illuminated displays, and that's another reason that I get a lot of draw from people. It's simply because I make and produce and sell all my own lighting products. So obviously, as anybody that's followed my page for a while knows, I am extremely passionate about lighting, and it's because I'm an electrician by trade, and I don't build anything without lighting in it. Well, unless the customer does not want lighting. The last important thing I want to tell anybody that's wanting to get into doing commission builds is you want to learn how to use Lego Studio. This is an invaluable tool, and this is why I say that. For example, I built this, and yes, you can build instructions in this, but it's not just about instructions. If you come up here and click model and get the model info, it gives you a complete list of all the parts you're going to need for whatever you designed. And the best part is it'll tell you the price, or at least an estimate of what the price of all those parts are going to cost. And this will give you the ability to be able to charge people a reasonable amount of money, because it also gives you an idea of what you can expect to spend to do this build for your customer. Now, if there's something I didn't cover in this video, please feel free to ask a question below and I will try and get back with you as quick as possible. I know I'm not as responsive as I used to be, and it's because I get so many comments now, I just can't keep up anymore. But still feel free to ask. And if it's a very important question, again, feel free to contact me at my email or through my Instagram. Anyway, though, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.